like I said, there's a decline in the unions and we have to do something about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this piece and then I have a closing statement to make on unions. So let's go ahead and check out unions and then we'll take it on the other side.
All right, a new report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics confirms union membership hit a record low last year. In 2022, just 10.1% of workers belonged to a union. That is a steep drop from the height of union organizing in the 1950s, where more than 1 in 3 workers were unionized. Joining us now, Liz Schuler, president of the American Federation of Labor and Congress of Industrial Organizations, known as the AFL-CIO. It's really good to have you on the show this morning. Joe, we'll have to look at how this impacts politics.
Yeah, we will. But Liz, I wanted to ask you, we talked about this before. As everybody knows, unions helped build and create the foundation of the middle class, the American middle class in post-war America. And through the 50s into the 60s, union membership grew. As the new president of the AFL-CIO, you've been going around asking, what do we do to grow our membership? How do we become more relevant today? What are the answers to those questions? What are your members telling you? I know you want to talk to small businesses. You want to talk to big businesses. What are you learning?
Well, you said it, Joe. This is the time we need to be looking inward and saying, how can unions be the voice for all working people? Certainly union members who are out there running our economy every single day, but there are a lot of working people out there who haven't yet found the power of a union. So can we be the center of gravity for workers who are looking for that next opportunity? Certainly there's a lot of fluidity in the economy. Can the labor movement be the place where workers come to find those good jobs and make sure that they're getting the pay and benefits and security that they deserve?
Steve Ratner was on yesterday showing charts which showed that income disparity is not as bad as it was. Things are getting a little bit better. But if you look at the small percentage of wealth that is controlled by 50% of Americans, the so-called bottom half, it's staggering. It's so low. Now, listen, as you know, I'm a conservative. I don't believe in income redistribution, but I also don't believe in billionaires becoming trillionaires. How do you guys make the sell to people who aren't getting paid enough money while let's say tech giants and other people are just, raking up billions and billions of dollars?
Absolutely. I mean, coming out of COVID, you see these corporations making record profits, historic profits. Workers were making sacrifices. They were working overtime, doing more with less. You just saw a nurses' strike in New York because they aren't getting the support they need to do their jobs. So I think the economy is out of whack. I saw the charts this week that inequality is still off the charts. People are continuing to lose ground because workers don't have the power they need to negotiate better conditions and wages on their own. You can do that better when you come together, strength in numbers collectively. And certainly through a union is the best way we see to do that, because you have the law on your side. You can sit across the table from your employer and demand more without the fear of retaliation or being fired. So we believe this is the new era. More people are recognizing that unions are the way to come together collectively and flex their muscle, because certainly coming out of COVID, people are still struggling. People are still working 1, 2, and 3 jobs just to make ends meet, never mind getting healthcare coverage and retirement security.
Hey, Liz, good morning. Jonathan Lemire. It certainly is an interesting moment for unions. We, of course, had the railroads strike earlier this year, the threat with the president weighing in, stepping in there. President, who is, of course, very pro-labor in his rhetoric, but did draw some criticism for his behavior there. Feel free to weigh in on that if you'd like, but also just the idea of inflation, which has, by most measures, cooled, but still remains very high. In terms of your workers, what sort of impact are they telling you they feel day in and day out?
Yeah, I have the opportunity to talk with workers every single day. And you're right, the inflation numbers are, getting better, but workers are still struggling because we're seeing it day to day at the gas pump. We're seeing it in food prices. And working people just want stability. They want the economy to work for them. And what they're seeing is corporations, price gouging. Certainly you mentioned the railroad issue. Those railroad companies were making billions of dollars historic profits, but yet couldn't give their workers a single sick day. So I think this is about equity. This is about having a voice at the table. And this is about workers needing more power to right the scales of the economy.
I repeat, every single American worker should be in a union. They should be in control of what they bring to the table. They are stakeholders in our economy, no different than an investor. Actually, more so than an investor, more so than the executives. Remember, they are the ones who produce, right? So I think it's important for us to get there. And like I ended that article with, I want to repeat that paragraph. It is on us to emancipate ourselves from our voluntary antiseptic slavery and assert our worth at collective power until we cut the chains in our minds from accepting corporate evil deeds as fait accompli. There will be no change. It is up to us. It is up to us to use our vote in our own interest and elect those who will bring a fair economy to all of us. We can do it. Don't fall for the inner fighting trap. Let's work together. All of us should be unionized, and let's move forward. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.